Talk that sass, nigga. Talk that sass.
That's right. You know where you're at. It's 2018 and it's your favorite podcast from Lou and Moe Versus The World. I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to let Lucas do his thing. Let's get it.
I was told to defend this goal. Defend to the death, to the very last breath.
Happy New Year, Knuckleheads, and welcome back to 2018's first show of Lucas and Moe Versus The World. Today, we're going to talk about Wonder Woman 2 news, James Gunn versus Jodie Foster, the movie that we normally said we would not mention in 2018, but they're making a sequel to it. I'm still not going to say the name of the movie, Moe. Fuck that movie.
Come on, man.
But first,
for the fans,
let's start with first looks of the new Robin Hood movie and Slender Man.
Hey, look. All right.
What did you think of? Let's start with the trailer of Slender Man.
Look. All right. Again. Okay, so this is what I'm not gonna start doing because trailers been looking good, man. That Slender Man trailer looked so good. It looked really good. It looked scary, and it looked like this is something I want to see. This is something that in 2018 that we really need. I mean, the horror genre has been like on a high. So like, how do you think they're gonna? How else? You know, what else can they do? What more? What other boundary can they push? You understand? And Slender Man looked like they're saying, yeah, we got something else that you guys don't know about. It looked really good to me. I don't know how Lucas is gonna do it, but I liked it. I liked what I saw.
Listen, I am a lover of all things horror. I don't make excuses for horror movies like some of you people make excuses for another genre of films.
Okay,
but
that's not what we're gonna do.
But what I do is I see every horror movie that comes out. I don't care how bad it is. I sat through Jeepers Creepers 3.
Bruh.
I can sit through any horror movie. But the trailer for Slender Man looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of throws me off that this is based off of a meme. Am I saying that right? I'm not as young as I used to be. But I think it's still meme. I'm saying meme. Fuck that, Mo. I'm saying meme because this shit is me. Yeah. Off of a meme that they made this film off of, and that two people actually murdered a classmate and said the Slender Man made them do it. Bruh. And now we get a movie about this. And the trailer looks so dope. So dope. This is the probably second best horror trailer I've seen this week. Because I saw another movie that's not on our first look jump, but that's cool. But Slender Man, trailer is awesome.
Yes.
The story of it is awesome. Everything that's going around Slender Man. Like, I had two of my nephews 2 years ago dressed up for Halloween as Slender Man. Mm-hmm. One was 5, the other one was 18.
Are you serious?
That tells you
had a 5-year-old dress up as Slender Man.
I know. A little weird. But that tells you the impact of this story and how much people are looking forward to this movie. This is a summer released horror film.
Hey, look.
That don't happen often.
After it, I think everyone feels like if their horror movie's up to par, they're just going to throw it out there in the summer. That's how I feel.
Man, Slender Man's going to kill. This is going to be one of those.
Annabelle Creations was summer too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah. This can be a really great start to an amazing series.
Right.
And I see nothing but promise, man. The trailer was dope. So dope.
Same here, bro. Same here. Like, it looked too good for me to ignore. And I was like, if we don't talk about it in first looks, I'm gonna just hijack the show and talk about it because we're gonna talk about the Slender Man trailer. But anyways, next on first looks,
now, if only we could say that about Robin Hood.
Oh man, bruh, look.
This movie looks like Mo ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. This movie looks like trash. Fucking trash.
Are we getting another fucking King Arthur, man?
I don't. Hey, that's what it looks like. Either that, or we're getting another Robin Hood movie like the one with Russell Crowe. But this is supposed to be modern times, set Robin Hood. It's like,
fuck
come
it.
on,
yeah, we're getting fucking. We're getting fucking Sons of Anarchy type.
Hey, Jamie Foxx is in it.
Okay, so we're getting the Jamie Foxx show type.
Like, when I say it first looks, and then I thought about it, I'm like, man, we could talk about Robin Hood because this is clearly a big movie. It's not going to be a good one, though.
From who? Actually, you know what? I want to know who is behind this piece of shit. This
with Studio Mo?
Yes. No, the studio. I don't care about the director.
It's Summit.
Summit
Entertainment.
Of
so
course.
I mean, Summit is known for making the teen bopper type films. So this is going right into that alley. I mean, that's all I can say, man.
It doesn't like I'm looking at the pictures right now. They do not look good. They don't look good. They
horrible.
Don't look, like at least King Arthur looked like it was gonna be good. It faked me out.
Produced by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, what is he doing?
Man, that's why I'm holding out hope. I'm really holding out hope that they're gonna give us a completely different spin on Robin Hood.
Shit.
And not just some bullshit of we're gonna place him in modern times with modern issues and he's gonna be Robin Hood. It's like, I don't want to see that. Fuck Robin. Fuck Robin Hood. Let's be real here, people. Fuck Robin Hood. No one cares about Robin Hood. But you like to see a nigga with arrows kill people. That's why we going to see this movie.
That's why.
There's better be a lot of niggas with arrows killing people in this
Think
movie.
about the reason Hunger Games made so much money. Like, you saw arrows flying through people's fucking heads, dog. That shit was really cool. I don't care what anyone says. Arrows look cool as shit.
And you know what the problem is?
What?
Like, some of the costumes do look like Hunger Games. And that worries me. Some of the costumes look just like Hunger Games. If that nigga do the little symbol and they whistle,
it's over. It's
I'm
over.
done.
It's over.
I'm done at that point.
I think I'll walk out. This would be like the first movie in 2018. And you know what? I am actually gonna walk out of a movie. I'm not gonna let Lucas like try to tie me down into a fucking movie.
You're gonna watch this.
No.
Fuck
way.
that.
Not in 2000. Like,
if you could sit through King Arthur
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? Why did you
the first time I saw it with a friend, and the second time I saw it with a female friend, and she happened to like it. We saw it in 3D the second time. She happened to like it.
No. Mm-mm.
I screened them both. I screened it both times, so I'm not mad. I didn't pay for it.
See, but that's the thing, man. So you said through King Arthur twice. You can sit through one Robin Hood movie.
It's 2017. New Year's resolution. If the movie is shit, you don't have to sit through it. Okay.
Oh, damn it! Is that 2018's first perfect segue?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yes, it is. So, you want me to do this? No, I'll let you do this.
I will not mention this movie by name anymore.
So I'm gonna do it then. I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the episodes we did last year, one of the last 3 or 4 episodes we did last year was a movie review. It was Lucas and Mo, a new segment, Lucas and Mo versus the movies. And that movie that we happened to review, one of those movies that we happened to review was a Netflix blockbuster. And the reason I say blockbuster is because they paid $90 million for this movie. They paid the main writer of this movie $7 million, and they got David Ayer. And they had Will Smith, the $20 million, used to be $20 million actor to be the main star of this movie. You know what a movie I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bright. News is they haven't just they green lit a sequel before the first one came out. The reviews were horrible, of course, but fans and people who just don't know any better decided this was a good movie. And Netflix was like, shit, we already said we're going to make a sequel. People are asking for it. Why not do it? So Netflix said, we're going to do a Bright 2. They brought back David Ayer as the writer and director of this movie. From this point out, because Lucas has to be involved in this, we will just call it This Movie. So Lucas, what do you think?
I don't know if you now have an addiction to Coke and you need to do these movies to pay for that addiction. I don't know if you're paying for your supposed gay lover to live an awesome life. And that's the reason you're doing this movie. But it clearly can't be because you think it's going to be good. Fuck you. Fuck Netflix. Fuck David Ayers. Fuck Joel Edgerton. Fuck all of y'all. There's no way this movie's going to be good. No way this movie's going to be good. And Will Smith, you know what, Will Smith? you should have to give back all the goodwill you have gotten from black people because of you doing a sequel to this fucking horrible movie. And I say to black people because you did a whole movie, Will Smith, with magical elves, magical orcs, fairies who you disregarded, white people rampant everywhere.
Because fairy lives don't matter, bro.
And the only black woman you had in your film with magical creatures and a fucking dragon was a stripper. How, Sway? How?
No, time out. There was a black woman in the movie.
She was a stripper.
No. In the beginning of the movie.
Gangbanger.
Yes.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, one of the gangbangers' girlfriends.
Every stereotype humanly possible for black people.
Yep.
And matter of fact, no. The woman in the beginning was not black. She's not black. The only black woman in the movie was a stripper.
Nah. I'm not going to go watch the movie to confirm. Nope.
I want you to go back, Mo.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
But again, Bright 2 is going to suck balls. And for all you motherfuckers making excuses for Netflix, this is what you get. So I don't want to hear any complaints about quality of anyone else's movies. You can't go to the theaters, people who wanted a Bright 2. You can't go to no theaters and say the movies are bad. You can't talk about Sony don't know how to make movies. Fox don't know how to make movies. Disney don't know how to make movies. You motherfuckers wanted a Bright 2. Well, let me phrase that. Whatever you dumb motherfuckers that wanted a Bright 2, you're going to get it. It's going to be fucking bad. They're probably going to cut the budget in half. And David can't, man, fuck him, Mo. Fuck this movie, Mo.
Okay.
Fuck this movie.
Okay.
Fuck Netflix. Fuck Will Smith and his coked up gay lover that's making him do these horrible movies. Fuck all this, Mo. I'm done. I think I'm done.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to follow that up. But yeah, Bright will be bad. Bright will be bad. Not just bad, it's gonna be horrible. And what's gonna happen is again, we're gonna have a lot of people saying, oh my god, this was good, we need the third movie now. We're gonna have a lot of people who like
anybody who calls for another fucking Bright.
Oh no, there will be, because
shit of a sequel that's gonna come out. If you call for another one, I feel you should be lined up in front of someone and shot.
Okay, so this is how we're starting off 2018, folks, on Lucas and Moe Versus The World. We just going balls to the wall. I think I'm not even mad at that, but honestly, I think the people who are asking for a Bright 2 the people who asked for a Bright 2 somehow like this movie. And you know what I saw? I didn't see a lot of black people saying, "Oh, this movie was great." I saw most of the people who thought the racial tensions in this movie felt perfect were not. Can you help me out real quick with this?
Fucking idiots, Mo.
No, they weren't black.
Oh, you want me to go to race card? I'm not.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Fuck it. Okay. It's 2018. We're not holding anything back on the show because I saw a lot of it, and I'm saying, how do you know?
This is a movie where, here's the thing, Caucasians love this movie.
Of course, because
they're
fucking elves.
No one knows, but I can't just say that because I know lots of Caucasians that don't like this movie.
Well, yeah, I know.
I don't know many people that like this movie.
Yes, you
don't know many people that like this movie.
Yes,
no, I know some.
Okay.
And the ones I know that are some, I question them because I know other movies they said was bad, and yet they said they could sit through Bright.
Twice.
Literally makes no sense.
More than once.
No fucking sense at all.
More than once.
But I'm not going to categorize all Caucasian people as liking Bright.
Well, I saw.
I know that like Bright
are
actually black people.
Wow.
It may be Caucasian. It's Caucasians people's fault that this movie was made, though, and it's Caucasians people's fault that because David Ayer's white privilege allows them to keep on giving him money to do shit.
Like, that's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Is David Ayer just keeps getting bread, and he just keeps getting money and money and money. Like, do the studios not I think Netflix doesn't care about money at this point because
he has a history with almost every other studio as being a difficult director to work with.
Right.
To pick him off of Scarface because they said his vision for Scarface was too dark. Is your vision
for a dark movie
coked up Colombian drug dealer too dark?
You need to be canceled. You need to be canceled.
I said.
Yeah. Can we stop talking about this now? We got better movies to talk about.
I gotta finish this one right here. I said this in last year's podcast, and I'm gonna keep on saying it about this man. He is the special kid in class who got an A on the test once, and the teacher thinks I can pull that A out of him again. No, he's still just stupid, and he got lucky. That's David Ayers. He got lucky a couple times, and that's it. I know you color. I know it's a couple color people out there that love Street Kings. Street Kings is not a good movie.
No, it's not.
Don't lie to yourself. There's nothing good about Street Kings.
No,
there's nothing good about Harsh Times. There's nothing good about Sabotage. Most of his movies are trash. It's barely anything good about Training Day. Come on, son. I think we're done. Mo.
Yeah, Training Day's performances alone. It's all of performances. It has nothing to do with But you know what? Yeah, we're done. I'm done talking about this.
Speaking of tone deaf people, Mo.
Thank you.
And I know this is not as good as a segue as you had. Your segue was so fucking dope.
I know.
But
man. I've been working on my shit.
So this one is. Did you read the article that Jodie Foster put out about her feelings about superhero films?
Love.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to read what she said.
Okay.
Because
please.
And then I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to let you finish off because maybe you could talk about how James Gunn responded to her.
Okay.
Jodie Foster stated, "Going to the movies has been like going to a theme park. Studios making bad content in order to appeal to the mass and shareholders is like fracking. You get the best returns right now, but you wreck the earth. In layman's terms, you're making a lot of money making these type of films. These are not good movies. So while you're getting great returns, you're destroying an entire industry to do so." So Mo, first question I'm gonna ask you is, do you think she's right?
To a certain degree, yes. And I'll say it like this. The reason I say to a certain degree is because we're getting a lot of the same movies. None of these movies are evolving in terms of being better movies. We're getting a lot of, and I don't want to single any one studio out, but we're getting a lot of we're getting a lot of complacent movies. And I think that's what she's trying to say, that a lot of these movies are just the same, nothing different, nothing expanded, or you're making these movies as episodic as possible, not closing them out, not giving anyone anything to hold on to. It's just like, oh, we're gonna cliffhang this movie, because it's gonna connect to another one. Make good movies. Close your movies out if you have to. Make your artists work, make your directors work. That's what she's saying. Nobody's working anymore. We're just, it's like copy and paste. Oh, okay, this worked. Copy and paste. The next movie, this worked. Copy and paste. Okay, so add this, add that, but copy and paste. It's like we're getting a lot of copy and paste, and I guess, in a way, she is right in terms of that effect, because nothing is changing, everything is stagnant, but the movies are making money, and to the studios, I think it's all about the bottom line right now. So she's calling the studios out, to me, not necessarily calling the movies themselves. I think she's more or less calling the studios out.
I think she's doing a little bit of both. She's doing a little bit of both there, Mo.
Okay.
She's calling the movies out and the studios for making them.
Right. But yeah, that's my opinion on what Jodie's saying. She's not having it. She's like, you know what? Like yeah, going to a theme park, because everything has to be super fun, super bright, super in your face, no real story, no real development. Just make it fun, make it dull my senses, and that's it.
This is how you can tell that she's correct in what she's saying, Mo.
True.
Because again, this is Jodie Foster versus James Gunn. James Gunn's response was, one, he said he believes she's looking through the eyes of an old-fashioned person in film.
Right.
Because these type of films are not known to be thought-provoking. That's a good way to start.
Right.
Then he says, it's often true, but not always. You basically just said she was right.
Yeah. And you basically said your studio is the one to blame.
He could have ended right there. He goes on. This is another thing he said. I say not without bias because most studio franchises are somewhat soulless. This is a guy, people, who. Hey Mo, I'm speaking to your people right now, Mo.
Oh shit.
Comic book people, comic book movie people. This is a guy who you championed. This is a guy who you think he would come back and say, "No, Jodie Foster, you're completely wrong." Instead, he's like, "Hey, you're kind of right." He basically said most of these films are soulless. He said, but there are a few exceptions. How about I almost guarantee all his exceptions are Marvel films?
Oh, 100%.
Because that's who he works for. But here's the key part, and this is what makes his argument so bad. What she said describes Guardians of the Galaxy 2 to
pretty much to a T.
To
Thor,
exact T.
It's Thor.
It describes what they do to an exact T. It's the same as most say. It's the same movie over and over and over again. Yes, we get a few exceptions, but those exceptions Marvel treats like one-offs, and they do not continue at all with them once they're done. They be like, "Nah, we're just gonna do this one time, and that's gonna be it." So, again, this is a guy who tried to stick up for comic book films or big tentpole films, but he couldn't, and he knew he couldn't because he knew she was right. Right now, all of these films, no matter how much money they make, and they make lots of money, they are going to end up destroying the movie industry. And the reason why is because once you go big, you can only go bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, Mo, did you think 5 years ago a film with a $200 million budget would be normal?
No. What was the biggest budget movie out 5 years ago? It wasn't too like. You were looking at maybe 110, 140 was big 5 years ago. $140 million was huge 5 years ago. 220 seems to be normal.
Now a $140 million budget is a small budget.
Right. Wonder Woman was 140, 39?
Yeah, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
And that's considered a small budget film.
And people were, but it took
So when she says fracking and you breaking everything, that's what they're doing. The bigger these films go, the more money you spend. I mean, most of these tentpoles started a negative at $400 million. Star Wars at closer to $500 million in a negative before these movies are released.
Right.
And I know people out there thinking, but they make so much money. They do make money. Here's the key part, though. How many of these films, outside of Star Wars, because there's a history with those, so people feel especially connected to them, out of this whole comic book genre of films, how many of them do people remember a year after they come out?
Unless you're
next to none
invested in it, nothing.
But think about it, even if they're invested in the universe, they still don't care. All they do is move on to the next film.
Yeah, you're right. They're waiting on the next film.
Comic book films are like no limit CDs. For anybody who knows what No Limit is back in the 90s.
Man.
And the way Master P put out album after album after album.
Yeah.
And you didn't really care about the album. You cared about it when it came out. You cared about it till the next one came out. That's comic book films. You care about it till the next one come out. None of these movies stick out. I don't care what the studio is either. Most of these films don't stick out. The last time, like, Logan stuck out, Wonder Woman has stuck out. But before those two films, the last film like this to stick out was The Dark Knight.
I was going to say
none of the rest of these,
but you're right.
None of the rest of these stick out. None of them do.
Right.
It's because these are faculty films, man. That's it.
Yeah, they're not
making board focuses that they're putting out for you all, and you all are flocking to get it, and you will never get better content because you're not asking for it.
You're not. Yeah, exactly. You're not asking for better content.
So Jodie Foster is right. This is how the film industry could die. Matter of fact, this is why the film industry in the U.S.
is dying.
The second biggest market in the world.
Right.
Because even in China, for people that don't know, while they do release big films, often big films, their prestige films at times make just as much money as their big films do. And why? Because they're marketed to do so. In the U.S., the only time studios market films is when they already spent $200 million on the movie.
Yes, that's very true.
So she's right. This is going to be the end of the film industry eventually. Even though I'm a firm believer that the oversaturation of these films and television shows, they're going to kill themselves out like every other fad does. because comic book shit is just a fad.
Yeah, I think
It won't be around much longer. It's already started to kill itself off because you're seeing it too much. It was dope when you saw it once in a while,
yeah.
but when you get 12 movies in a year to go along with 15 television shows, nah, it's westerns all over again.
Yep. And what sucks is again, it's gonna be the fans who end up eating shit after all of this is said and done, because the studios would have made all their bread and walked away almost unscathed, but the fans,
the studios don't care, Mo.
Yeah, the fans are gonna
tell the truth and care. Kevin Feige, whoever the fuck runs Marvel, he does not care. He does not care that you like, oh man, everything is connected. He really cares about the source material. No, he cares about making $1. He cares that these movies make a certain amount of money in the box office. He can give a fuck about a source material. You want to know how I know that? Because this is the same motherfucker that started out on X-Men movies that most of you all hate. That's where he cut his teeth at, is in those X-Men movies. He had just as much important impact on those movies as Bryan Singer did. You all look at Bryan Singer like he's, oh my God, the devil. And he played just as big as a role. And Marvel as a studio played just as big as a role in those X-Men movies as Fox did.
Right. Yeah.
Bottom line is, how much money will this film make? Slip. And what I mean by slip, because slips ain't instant, slips happen over time. So when I point out the first Avengers made 1.6? 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
The second Avengers made just over 1.4.
Yeah, and then
the last Avengers, Captain America Civil War, made 1 billion.
Oh, I thought it was 1.2.
Nope, 1 billion. Oof. Not 1.2.
Now.
You see the drop in the films happening.
Now, will the next Avengers
Disney see the drop of the film? The next Avengers should make more than Civil War.
But will it make more? Will it make more than the first Avengers?
It won't make more than Age of Ultron.
Wow, that is a bold statement.
And it's because the market is oversaturated.
Yeah, because we're gonna get 8 next year? Deadpool 2.
Like, who cares?
2 other Marvel movies, 2 other X-Men movies.
And that's the problem. Unless you attempt to be different, you're gonna fall into this same path, making the same movie over and over again.
Wow.
And that's where Marvel is right now. That's where. Wow, I can only actually say Marvel.
I was trying
because Fox
so hard not to say that.
I can't say about Fox because Fox clearly is not there anymore.
Right.
They are clearly going in different directions with these X-Men films.
Yeah.
I can't say Warner Brothers because they don't have the track record for me to give them credit for shit.
Right.
At all. I can't say Sony because clearly that new Miles Morales Spider-Man cartoon thing is their attempt to take, along with Venom, is their attempt to take that shit in a different direction.
Right. You know,
and the bigger ones are always the ones who keep you in the same direction, and those ones that fail, like big banks. You keep on going to course because you're making so much money, and then magically out the blue, you're not making what you used to make.
Right.
And that's what Marvel is.
This is it's gonna suck. It's really gonna suck. Again, it's not gonna suck for the studios.
I'm not blaming Marvel at all. I will never.
You can't blame them
because you can't because they're a studio. I blame the people that buy tickets to go see those movies. It's your fault. So Jodie Foster is right. It is like a theme park over and over again. Every movie has to have a tie-in of something to make you people care about going to the movies.
Right.
The weird part is, majority of the movies make their money in December, and that's when most of these Oscar caliber films that stick around longer than these superhero films do.
True.
Who would have thought last year that La La Land would have had a bigger impact than Civil War? And it did. It had more impact. Not made more money, and that's what people got to understand. Money does not equate to impact at all. Nelly sold way more albums in his heyday than Jay-Z, but he never had Jay-Z's impact.
Whoa,
impact is the key.
You just gave us a great segue.
Money, not sales.
You just gave us a great segue. Impact.
Oh. Ha.
The most impactful comic book movie of 2017. Reason I say it's the most impactful is because it's the one no one saw doing anything. It's the one that came off 2 bad movies before that movie came through. You know, it's a DCEU movie. Wonder Woman. Super impactful. Impactful because, again, it cleaned house in the United States for as the most highest grossing comic book movie of last year. Domestically, yes. I said in the United States. Also, the highest grossing domestically, again, origin story. Should I even say of all time?
For comic book films?
Yeah.
It is, I believe. I believe it is the highest grossing origin story.
The only female-led with Lucas's breakout star from last year, or one of Lucas's breakout stars, female-led movie. So you can imagine the impact of that movie, and you can imagine what the studio was thinking as soon as that movie dropped, and the noise and the buzz came from it. And we're still, you know, we're in Oscar season right now, and we're hearing Oscar news. So you know what the studio said? Hey, bring back Gal Gadot, bring back Patty Jenkins, sign on the dotted line because Wonder Woman 2 is happening. So we're here talking about Wonder Woman 2.
Fuck you, Mo. That was a good segue.
I told you, I've been working on my shit.
Because as you're talking, I'm thinking in my head, I just described the difference between making money and impact.
Right.
And technically, Wonder Woman is a perfect case of that. Because worldwide, Guardians made more money than it. Thor made more money than
it.
Spider-Man made more money than it. None of them are still mentioned, though.
Nope.
Only Wonder Woman is mentioned.
No
one mentions those other films.
It's crazy, right?
That's the difference between box office and impact.
And you know the craziest thing about those 3 movies that Lucas mentioned, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, and Spider-Man, they all lead into Avengers: Infinity War. You would think people would still be talking about them because of the impact they're going to make in Infinity War. But apparently, if you're making the same movie over and over and over again just to make Avengers: Infinity War, no one is going to care. Wonder Woman stood out. It stood out in every level. And so the studio's like, yeah, we're making this thing. Yes, the movie didn't do well internationally, but in the United States, it made... Okay, this is how I'm going to say something.
When I say this, it did do well internationally, though. It still made lots of money internationally, especially for a female-led film.
You're right. You know what? Let me eat my crow real quick. It made money internationally. I mean, shit, it did 813, 821 total. Come on, now, that's impressive. That's impressive again for it. And you know why? What makes it more impressive? Spider-Man is supposedly like the biggest name in comic book movies, but you needed Tony Stark to sell that movie. Thor he's the Trinity of the Avengers, but you needed the Hulk to sell that movie. Guardians of the Galaxy, you needed all 5 of them. And
Guardians of the Galaxy was coming off what was the most successful launch of a franchise ever, before Wonder Woman.
Exactly. So so Guardians had its own sales pitch, but Thor needed Hulk, Spider-Man needed Tony Stark, Wonder Woman coming off BVS. I need to remind you, coming off BVS and Suicide Squad, bruh, that climb for Wonder Woman, was something for the ages.
What makes Wonder Woman great? Sequel, which I think Patty Jenkins is really playing as well. When she says that, don't expect it to feel like a sequel. I know people may think that's like stereotypical conversation that directors have when they're making a sequel, but what gives Wonder Woman the edge over her saying something like that is the point that the first one is going to be set, 50 years apart from the second one?
Mm-hmm.
Play this like another origin story if she wanted to. And it will play just as well as the first one did.
Right.
Where she wants to go with it is that this is what I mean, and this is what Jodie Foster meant by people making thought-provoking films. This is that type of director. I believe that the original director of Black Panther,
Mm-hmm.
Ava, before her and Marvel couldn't come to terms on what she said was their unwillingness to let her actually direct the film. There's not just women directors, but directors who feel I need to pull more out of this film. Right. I need to make it a little bit more thought provoking. You get what Patty possibly wants to do with Wonder Woman 2 against the typical sequels we see out of all of these films. So it makes you hyped up because getting this information out, amazing for Wonder Woman.
It is.
It is. And they're doing it between Patty Jenkins, James Wan, and what's my man from Shazam?
David Sandberg.
They're doing a great job.
Pony Smasher.
Of making you forget Justice League.
Oh my God.
And as I think I said before, when me and Mo, when we reviewed Justice League and we talked about it afterwards, I said, watch the pivot that Warner Brothers does to solo films away from group up films. Because in all honesty, again, I did not like Man of Steel. I think it's a fucking horrible movie. But Man of Steel, besides Wonder Woman, is the only time they've done a solo film.
Right.
They don't do bad when they do solo films. It's when they try to team up people and put it behind the wrong people that we get the bullshit films. But when they do this solo films, shit works out well. And that's what you should look forward to, especially with Wonder Woman 2. Yeah. Way too many details are coming out, but not enough to spoil the movie for you.
I know. But I do love what she said. Don't expect it to be just a typical sequel.
That tells me a lot.
Yeah, because what we've come to know from comic book movies, you know what? Fuck it. From Marvel movies is, yeah, you get the origin, the single player origin. Then in the sequel, you get a multiplayer type of thing. I'm thinking Patty's saying, no, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. In its
none of them will be in this movie. I can tell you that now. If you're just another member from the Justice League to pop up in Wonder Woman 2, that is not going to happen. All you getting is Wonder Woman. You're not getting anybody else.
What makes it even more promising, not even more promising, what makes it better is the fact that we're going to get a Wonder Woman movie on its own. It's going to just be Wonder Woman. There's, it's not going to tie into the next Aquaman. It's not going to tie into the next Justice League.
It's not going to tie into exactly. It's completely standalone.
And what makes it great with her doing that is now your team up director doesn't have to sit back and have to go pull pieces from all these other movies to make it happen. You can make a team up movie that could feel like a solo movie on its own. So you see what Warner Brothers or DC, like like Lucas said, the pivot is insane. Because think about how Man of Steel and BVS, actually Man of Steel was a solo movie, but BVS tied into that. And then if people were expecting, I'm pretty sure a lot of fans were expecting like a super tie-in into BVS, but didn't really get that much. You had to address some things that happened in BVS, but not everything. And so it infuriated them because it didn't feel like the typical, movie that we always get. It ties into that movie so hard that it doesn't have an identity on its own. Justice League almost had an identity on its own. What I do like, what I'm hearing from Patty is, you're going to get your own identity in Wonder Woman. I'm going to make my I'm going to build my universe to be on its own. Like, if the DCEU does fail, Wonder Woman would be its lone universe. You feel me?
And that's what we need. That's what DC needs.
Right.
And that's why you get hyped over hearing anything at this point about a Wonder Woman 2.
Shoot.
Once you have a great director that you trust, you get hyped when you hear certain movies.
I'm getting hyped about hearing stuff and seeing stuff for Aquaman, just because I feel like, again, it's going to, like, all the things I feel like they cut out from Justice League, like the unnecessary, his father, his mother, his uncle, all those people that they cut out to make Justice League a slimmer movie would not make sense in that movie. They would make more sense in a Justice League, in a Aquaman solo. Things like that make me happy. And that's why I'm excited for, the solo films coming up. And I'm really excited as I am for Wonder Woman 2, because Patty Jenkins floored me in the initial one. I'm excited for Shazam. Pony Smasher is not out here playing games.
But that's what I mean. You need somebody who could make us. I mean, in all honesty, just to be fair to everything, I think you can say some of this excitement could feel the same way when you get the Captain Marvel movie.
Right.
Because it's going to hopefully, to God hope, it's going to play on its own. There's no need to put other people in it.
Actually, I thought, what's his name was going to... When you say Captain Marvel, are you talking about DC's Captain Marvel?
Not Shazam.
Not Shazam. Oh, no. Because Sam Jackson is going to be in that.
But see, Nick Fury, I don't count him. His connection is okay. It's when you add another Captain America or something in it. Okay. If that's all you get is Sam Jackson, then that could be a really dope story, because you're trying to make an original origin story. Granted, Marvel does not have the best track record right now of making origin stories that all don't end up being Iron Man. But I'm holding out hope that they'll do it differently.
Right.
And I'm saying everything I've seen about Captain Marvel sounds better than anything I've seen about Catman.
Come on, man. We're not going to talk bad about Catman on this cast.
Hey,
fuck Black Panther.
Fuck Catman. Catman. You said it right. Fuck Catman. But that's what we need. You need those type of directors that take over projects. We already knew, and again, it comes along with the project being a little bit more mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
We already know Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Really didn't have much say so a lot in Black Panther. And the reason we know he didn't is because of what Ava said when she left the project. So we know, again, Disney was kind of right on of saying, oh, no, you're going to do this exactly like we want you to do it. You're going to have Black Panther fight another Black Panther, like Iron Man fought another Iron Man, Captain America fought another Captain America, Thor fought another Thor. It's come on, dude. But I don't believe you can have Captain Marvel fight another Captain Marvel.
I hope they don't.
I pray you don't, because you've already gone down that path of saying
they are casting. They've casted Marvel, who's supposed to be the male counterpart or the male version of Captain Marvel, but I hope they don't make them fight. That'll piss me off.
So again, I hold out hope for Captain Marvel. I'm super excited about everything we've gotten about Wonder Woman. Even Mo branched off and mentioned the stuff we've gotten from the Pony Smasher and James Wan for Aquaman and Shazam. I mean, at this point, as I said before, as we use it as a segue with Jodie Foster, you keep on making these films, it's like little theme park rides. Eventually, your audience gets tired of theme park rides. It all happens. Roller coasters have to be replaced eventually.
Right. And you know what? Disney's the best at replacing roller coasters, because they will cut you off with the quickness.
Well, you got to keep in mind, right now, here's the thing, people.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with the tentpole films, and as I said before, I will always separate Star Wars because of the way too many years of connection people have to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I will separate Star Wars. It will not happen in a couple of years, though. But for Disney, Marvel is equivalent to Conjuring universe for Warner Brothers.
Right.
It makes money.
Mm-hmm.
Dope, it makes money. But you're not the big dog in town. You're not carrying the weight of any damn thing. You're behind with the live action Disney films. Those are bigger than Marvel right now. And Star Wars is bigger than Marvel right now.
Mm-hmm.
Disney knows where to go to get the blockbusters. Marvel is no longer there for them as the lead anything. Marvel is falling into the same trap that Pixar fell into, where you no longer became the lead dog.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to fight for screens. And that's where Marvel is right now with Disney. So this is the time when you can start making interesting films if you would like, because you can sneak a couple in on Disney and them not really pay much attention to it, because who cares? You're not Star Wars.
You're right. You're not, because Star Wars is forever going to be the big dog now, because
exactly.
Fox, since if this acquisition of Fox does fall through, they got all of Star Wars. You're done. What did you get? You got X-Men.
Again, as they said before,
Bro, they got all the Star Wars now.
Out of 3 films, they made their investment back on Star Wars.
Right.
On 3 movies, they made their investment back.
Well, wasn't it $4 billion?
It was $4 billion, and they made that back off of 3 films already.
Wow.
That should tell you what they will hold as the bigger studio piece. It's always Star Wars. And it's their own history of films. So when y'all seeing all of these live action films come out, please believe those take precedence over any Marvel film for Disney.
Right.
Because The Lion King is going to be bigger than anything Marvel puts out.
No, it is.
The moment it drops, it's going to be bigger than anything Marvel puts out. And they know it, as Beauty and the Beast was the biggest film of this year.
Well, I mean...
Stop taking your risks, man. No reason to make the same movies over and over again anymore. Granted, we all know, unless you're stupid, you know how Avengers Infinity Wars ends. Because it has to go into the next Avengers movie.
Right.
Then you'll defeat Thanos. And then you'll start over again.
They're probably gonna
some other bullshit. It's like, come on, dude.
Because now they have the X-Men and they've been using Skrulls, so they're probably gonna do a Secret War.
That would suck. No. Here's the key part.
Another 10 years.
How many people? No. They're not. They won't go another 10 years for shit. Because when James Murdoch gets in to running Disney, since Bob is going to retire in 2020, when the people at Fox end up being the people who run Disney, there'll be a lot of changes, man. Be careful what you wish for. The same leadership at Fox is making those X-Men movies are about to be the same leadership at Disney.
Well, I mean, shoot, that was the show. We're done?
It was. I think so, Mo.
We're done. Wow, man. That's crazy.
Our first show 18 started off. Probably was trash though, but it's cool.
Yeah. We were supposed to be nicer in 2018.
They're gonna say it's trash because we trash Bright.
Yeah, we were supposed to be nicer in 2018, bro. Like
Mo got a little racist.
Yeah, I did. I've done it twice now on the show.
3 times.
Okay, 3 times. Fuck it.
It's okay, Mo. We understand.
Look, man. Because we all know when Black Panther comes on, I'm going to make sure it's a video podcast. You're going to see me with my fucking... You're going to see me wear my shit to that fucking screening.
Well, just know, Lucas like give a fuck about Catman. And when Catman comes out, I'm not going to give a fuck about Catman.
No,
fuck
Lucas,
Catman.
We got to see that screening together.
Hashtag fuck Catman.
Okay. All right, let's end the show.
That's going to be my hashtag right after the Black Panther movie. Hashtag fuck Catman.
Yo, I don't know how I'm going to feel if it's bad. I'm going to be so sad.
Well, prepare yourself now, buddy.
Nah.
The last film you say this about was The Last Jedi. How did you feel about that one?
Look, all right, let's end the show here. On that note, thank you guys for coming into 2018 with us. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys for supports. Lucas, you got anything else you want to say? You want to add? I'm pretty sure you don't. Hashtag.
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Hashtag fuck Catman.
All right. As Lucas would say, join us same bat time, same bat channel for another episode of Lucas and Moe Versus The World. Yeah, we're back in 2018 and we're gonna go a lot harder. Even though we were supposed to start nicer in 2018. Pause. Yeah, super pause. Even though we're supposed to start nicer in 2018, that wasn't the case. But we'll try to be nicer.
Tell them, Mo, we were going to start with a nice show about Will Smith because we felt bad after trashing him for Bright. And just before we get a show together, being nice to Will Smith,
Bright
decides on to do Bright 2.
What a dumb.
And then I was like, fuck Will Smith, his coke habit, and his gay lover that's making him make these fucking movies. No, I'm not being nice to Will Smith no more. Mr. Smith, you are no longer accepted by the black community.
Come on. How does he have a gay lover and his gay lover
I don't know,
is okay? No. But his gay lover is okay with him saying fairy lies don't matter.
Hey, that's a good question, man.
So, we'll probably answer the question on the next show. How's that for a fucking cliffhanger? I'm a beast. I've been working on my shit. Anyway, thank you guys for rocking with us. We'll see you on the next show. Peace.
I was told to defend this goal, defend to the death, to the very last breath.